I fucking miss Radio Shark. Of all the people, from the .net days, I would love to fucking catch up with him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened to him.
I mean, he's probably still in North Jersey, but no one can get in touch with him.
And I'm sure he still rents cars to movie sets. But
yeah, makes good money.
Yeah. I actually look for him when I'm around New York and I see old cars.
Yeah.
Because it's like they film around New York all the time.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Actually, yeah. I'll tell you after. All right.
Okay.
Because 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Geekodrome. Into every generation, a Slayer is born.
What?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I know.
Oh. Geekodrome is the weekly roundtable discussion of all things geek.
I don't know if it's really a roundtable at this point, because there's 2 of us. It's more like a face-to-face.
Well, but
we would have to edit that. It was a roundtable when there were 3 of us.
Well, my table's kind of oblong.
I don't even use a table. The computer sits on my lap.
Well, I guess that's a laptop then.
It is. Well, it's definitely not a desktop. I mean, I have shrunk thighs and all, but...
All right. So the guy with the really strong thighs over there, he's Stugots. I'm John. I don't know if I said
John.
that. And it's been a big week, Stugots.
Oh, my God. Such a gigantic week.
So much happened. And I know that really, for you, the high point was Jessica Jones Season 2.
Yay!
Your favorite show is back for another season.
Let me guess. She walked around, acted like a twat, drank coffee, maybe drank some booze, gave people attitude, rolled her eyes a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty much this, new story, same character.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I know how much you were looking forward to it.
I've watched all of 0 minutes.
I made it through 11 episodes so far.
Do you hate yourself?
No, I enjoy the show.
Okay.
It's not my favorite, but it's not Iron Fist. So
definitely.
It still ranks higher than Iron Fist.
It's not that bad.
So
close.
I like the noir aspects of it. I like that private eye aspects of it.
I do like that.
I think it definitely it's strong in the genre without being overtly superhero. I enjoy it. I like Luke Cage better. I like Daredevil better. I like it better than I like Iron Fist. And I'd say I like Punisher better too. So,
Oh, the Punisher was great.
Punisher was great. So 4th out of 5 for me. It's all right. It's watchable. Defenders, I'm still on the fence with. I watched it, but
bless you. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Sorry about that. So yeah, I did over the internet.
Oh my God.
There's an internet virus.
Yep, you get a computer virus that way.
Oh, exactly. All right. So I just knew that you really were dying to talk about that, so I had to bring it up.
Oh, yes.
But there was a second Marvel series that hit a milestone this week.
Oh?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has hit episode 100.
100. Now, episode 100 was always a big deal back in the day for TV shows because it meant that it could go into syndication and there was big money at that point for everyone involved.
Yeah, I don't know if it really means that anymore because there are shows that definitely did not hit 100 episodes.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
I think it still matters for late night syndication.
Yeah.
But I don't think it matters for cable syndication.
Oh, okay.
Because there are definitely shows that I see that pop up that lasted 1 season and get played to death. I'm not complaining. Like Firefly was a great show.
Oh, yeah.
But it got canceled after 14 episodes and there were 17? And that gets played quite a bit. So I don't think it really matters in the age of cable. but it matters still for that late night, Channel 5 series.
One of my favorite TV series of all time didn't even get to 30 episodes.
Which would that be?
And it's been syndicated for, I don't know, 50 years.
Seinfeld?
No, Honeymooners.
Oh, yeah. That one, I think it's because that was before, like, syndication was a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of changed. This really just started, like, in the 80s kind of thing. Where there was more airtime and cable was starting to exist.
Yep. And it was like, hey, we got time to fill. Let's buy some shows.
Otherwise, there was what? Like, there was the 11 o'clock time slot.
Yeah, with
like
the Honeymooners, and with the Odd Couple, rather, and the Honeymooners.
Yeah.
And then Channel 5 had Too Close for Comfort.
Three's Company.
Yeah. WKRP. MASH.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a limited number of shows anyway to show, and a limited amount of TV time to show it on. So what are you going to do? So, what did you think of the 100th episode, and how are you still feeling about the series?
I liked that the episode, the focus was on Coulson.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, for every episode, the first 10 minutes, I don't know what's going on. I always feel like I missed an episode.
Okay, so it wasn't just me with this like crack in the wall.
No, it was like
out of nowhere.
No, there was no crack. I mean, obviously, it happened from the explosion last week, but it was like, hey, there's the explosion, and hey, here's the crack, and now it's gigantic, and it's taking over the whole facility really fast.
Okay, yeah, like all right,
like maybe build up to that.
All right, so, yeah, because it felt like I was jumping in the middle of an episode.
Yes, I felt like I missed something.
But that was good. I mean, otherwise the show was good. Lots of interesting things going on.
Yes.
Lots of nice, callbacks for fans who stuck around the whole series.
Yep, with the characters coming back.
Yeah. It was nice to even see Deathlock come back.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mark out when I see him for some reason. I don't even like the character, but it's just like, oh, that was a dude from the first episode.
Yeah, well, that was the whole first season was Deathlock's story. So it was nice to see him, J. August Richards, come back. Yeah. I like, my favorite part of the show went too quickly. Like right at the end when he's battling the crack.
Yes.
And it's like, this is all in your head. I know that's a trope and it's been done on other shows like Buffy, but like I would have loved to have spent more than 5 minutes on the it's all in your head thing.
Let me tell you, I was buying into it.
Exactly. Like it would have been a perfect
sense,
Yeah. So they were promising big changes to the series after this episode. And I'm thinking, if this was all in his head and he's still on the table and all that, and they flipped the show like that, oh my God, that would have been amazing.
Because the episode could have ended with him being resuscitated.
Yeah, but
and then it's like we start all over again.
Yeah, you're starting again from the beginning. It's the only problem, and you've already established these characters for 5 seasons. So I don't know if they want to.
Did that too, so it's okay.
Yeah, but it's tough. Dallas was also a soap opera, so it was different in that way.
What is this? It's all a soap opera.
It is, but this is trying to tell one linear story. Soap operas don't care about holding on to the linear story.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between a genre show and a soap opera. I mean, every show is soap opera in some form or another.
Yes.
I mean, so all of my favorites,
But that would have really been a really big shaking up point, though.
Exactly.
Which is what I thought was going to happen.
Besides the ending, was there anything that really shook up the series?
That
in that whole episode
will die.
Yeah, but we already knew that.
Right, and Sky's going to take over.
We already knew that.
I know. I'm being facetious.
Oh, all right. It's like he's been grooming her since the beginning. It seems like at this point, but that's how they're been playing it recently. And I think the show needs to end with Coulson's death.
Death.
I think
If that's what happens, if the show is going to continue, it needs to continue with Coulson.
Yeah.
He is the shield. He is the embodiment. He is the symbol.
Yeah. But I think if they're gonna if the show is ending this year, they should end with Coulson's death.
Yeah.
Like give him a noble sacrifice and like end on a high point for the Coulson character. Sad for the audience, sad for the team.
Yeah.
But then they're reborn and here's the new team and we're going off into the future. And I would be happy with that.
And we never see Sky again.
Yeah, she's gonna be the leader. Are you kidding?
I know, but I'll stop watching at that point.
Well, I think the show would end at that point.
It has to. That's what I mean. Like we never see them again.
Yeah, or like let them cameo in one of the movies or something.
Yeah.
Because it would just solidify the universe.
Yes.
This is supposed to tie into the Marvel cinematic universe.
Yes.
And they mentioned Captain America and stuff in the latest in the latest episode. So that was kind of nice that there was actually like, oh, we are still part of continuity. Don't forget.
Hey, don't forget us.
And it was nice to see Fitz and Simmons finally,
get married,
get back together, get married. The big twist at the end with Deke.
Now, when they were, I want to talk about that for a minute. The twist with Deke. When they went into the future at the beginning of the season, weren't they like 70 years in the future?
Something like that, yes.
Okay, so let's just say it's 70. So Fitz and Simmons are 25 right now. Let's that's a guess. They might be 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
70 years would make Fitz 100.
Well, it could be their grandkid.
Yeah, I guess because they didn't say it. Well, wait.
But then there would be other.
Actually, I think he did when he was talking about the ring. Didn't he say my grandmother had a ring like that?
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah.
All right, so then he's their grandson.
All right, but then why is it only tracing back to those two? It should trace back to 4 people.
4 people, yeah. Well, the other 2 aren't born yet. Well, it would still be
the grandparents,
his mom's parents or whatever, the other parents' parents. Yeah, it would still be back to 4.
Yeah, so it traces back to 4, not 2.
Right. If it's 2, then he's their son, which mathematically is impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's probably the grandkid.
He's about 20, right? Yeah, so 20s. They would have had him when they were 50, which, again, impossible.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, it's not impossible to have kids when you're in your 50s.
Yes, but it's never a good thing. It's not a good turnout.
Yeah, so it's got to be grandkid, but then it's like, then why is it only tracing back to Fitz and Simmons?
Right. Either way, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing with this whole episode is it just smelled too much like Doctor Who anyway.
I wouldn't know.
I know you don't watch, but Matt Smith, who was one of was the Doctor for a while, the 11th Doctor, his first season is he shows up and there's a crack in the wall.
Oh.
And the whole season's plot is that there's this crack in the universe that's growing bigger and ultimately defeats it. And that crack looked exactly like the one in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, okay.
So the woman he meets that lives in that house is Amy Pond. She has a boyfriend, Rory. And they end up getting married on the show and everything. And it's later revealed that there's this other time traveler, River Song, who turns out to be their daughter.
Oh.
So it just seemed like way too much Doctor Who in that episode between the crack and these 2 major characters get married. And then, this other major character turns out to be their child.
Who traveled through time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just seemed so much Doctor Who in that one episode. But otherwise, I enjoyed it. I mean, it was great.
I like that we learned about Coulson's deal with the Ghost Rider.
And what was the deal with the Ghost Rider?
The science or magic holding Coulson together was burned up by the Ghost Rider when he took possession of him.
And no more trips to Tahiti, I guess.
No.
That's unfortunate.
Yep.
Tahiti, I hear it's a magical place.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
All right. Well, so are you going to keep watching out to the end at least?
Definitely. I want to see how it all ends. I've been with it since day one. I'll go on to the end of Coulson.
Yes.
If they keep going without Coulson, I will not be watching.
Well, we'll have to revisit the end of the season because this is one of the few shows that kind of got the podcast started.
And I love Gotham. It. I do love the show. I do. Last season was great. This season was great.
Yeah, and I love how they're split it into like 2 stories per season.
Yes.
And
makes
that kind of
more sense.
Although I don't get the whole why Deke had to come back to the past. That's sort of random. But other than that,
Like if you would take Flint, at least he had an ability.
That's the one you kind of expect to come back.
Yeah. I do find Yo-Yo more and more aggravating every episode.
Well, don't worry. She's, doesn't have an arm to stand on.
Yes.
I was trying to go with a good pun, but really I was thinking of leg to stand on. I'm like, oh, this doesn't work.
They should tell her she can only speak if she can raise her hand.
Yeah, right? That would just be awful. So, she's all right. But not as much as I liked, like, Bobby.
Oh, I loved Bobby.
Bobby and Hunter were great.
Yeah, I loved them.
I thought it was nice to see Hunter came back for one episode.
Yeah.
I'm still in on the show. I still enjoy it. It's my Friday night recording because I'm not necessarily home on Friday nights. But yeah, I'm still in.
Oh, excuse me. I have a little cold. Sorry.
Again, don't infect anybody, with a computer virus.
I'm trying listening. Not to. I covered up when I sneezed.
Going back to the soap opera thing, one of your favorite shows, I know,
Falcon Crest.
That too.
Oh, no, sorry. Knots Landing.
I was going to go with The Sopranos.
Oh.
Which I know you're a big fan of.
I'm so not a big fan.
Really?
Yes.
I'm a big fan of the first 3 seasons.
I can see the case for that.
Yeah. The last 2 or whatever it was, because they started splitting them in half and whatever. They meandered, they did whatever, it made no sense. But first, I'd say 3 seasons. Excellent show. And now, they're going back to the well. They're doing a prequel series with The Many Saints of Newark.
I don't even like the name.
Sorry, it's a prequel movie, but yeah, I don't know really how great a name that is, or how many people really care about Newark, or how many people want to go back to The Sopranos.
Yeah, I think it was way too long.
Yeah, it just felt like they didn't know where to go, and they were just throwing plot lines out there, not finishing them. But
I could have seen doing the prequels, a series, a year or 2 after, when you still had the buzz. Now it's just like, it's another reboot.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. There's just, they're looking to reboot everything.
Like Jim Carrey wants to bring back Ace Ventura and The Mask. And it's like, all right, obviously we're at the point now where we are remaking things from the 90s.
Oh, yeah. We've been doing that for a while yet.
When's Ally McBeal coming back?
That's a good question.
When's Felicity coming back? Let's return to One Tree Lane. And let's go back to Dawson's Creek. Like, enough. And I'm not even saying this because I'm not a fan of this fucking Sopranos show.
No, I know. It's just getting to the point where, like, everything is getting rebooted.
Yeah.
Like, we have Will and Grace is back on TV. Roseanne comes back soon.
And these things aren't being done well. Like, you don't hear anyone talking about, oh, my God, Will and Grace is just as great as it ever was. No, it's just like, wow, they're all just going through the motions. Like, Full House, they did it better, like, just as good as before. Like, if you're a fan of that show, you are enjoying what they're doing now because it seems to be in the same vein. Everything else just seems like, fuck these people. They're just collecting paychecks.
Yeah, but for the most of them, are just, they're not even getting new audience. They're just bringing back their old audience.
Right.
It seems, it's
For the
just
nostalgia factor.
exactly like Gilmore Girls did a bunch of movies. The only people who watched it were people who watched Gilmore Girls. I wasn't a fan of Full House, so I never even watched Fuller House to know
I
if
never
it's
watched
any.
Fuller House.
Yeah, I mean, there's very few that I find that I really want to revisit and rewatch and all of that. I mean, Creed was good. I liked that one.
Which one?
Creed,
The Rocky movie?
the Rocky movie.
Oh, that was excellent. I was
But it's
talking about the band. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about those guys.
no. We're not talking about music. We're talking about
No.
like TV and movies.
No, yeah, Creed was excellent. That didn't seem like a reboot. That to me seems like, hey, we're going to go in this different direction with this other character.
Yeah, it seems like it's same universe, different characters,
Yes.
but the old guy is back and he's the mentor, and it worked really well.
Yep, and it's going to tie it into those first movies and at the same time be a launching point.
Exactly.
Like eventually, Rocky Balboa will die in one of these movies.
Oh, without a doubt.
Just like Mickey did in Rocky 3.
Well, I mean, there is Creed 2, where it's Ivan Drago's son against Creed's
That
son.
to me is going to be stupid. And then what? We're going to have Clubber Lang's son. He's going to have fucking Mohawk too. Stop it. You have something good here. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, I don't know about this, but what are you going to do? But yeah, I mean, even Mal's pointing out in chat, Samurai Jack season 5 kicked ass, but it was just that was an unfinished show.
Right,
like,
so they went back and finished
show, and it's the original creator went back and just said, "All right, we're doing 10 episodes to finish the story."
Samurai Jack, Samurai Jack, Samurai Jack, Samurai Jack is back.
Exactly, but it's just like, I'm sorry, she just posted Rocky Babies.
Yeah, Rocky Babies.
Well, hey,
it's going to be a cartoon, and there'll be you won't see Rocky Balboa, you'll just see his feet, and they'll be all causing mischief in the nursery. There'll be like 8 of them. Rocky Babies.
Yeah, but even Muppet Babies is getting a reboot now.
Are we ever going to find out what happened to Scooter's sister?
Skeeter.
Yeah.
No, she's not even in the reboot. We'll never know, I think it was some sort of like murder pack.
I think so. I think Animal ate her. He ate her brains.
Maybe that's it. But yeah, it's like, is there anything that they're not looking to bring back at this point?
Everything is green-lighted, baby.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do? I mean, even and even stuff that like is old from other media is going to like movies and TV.
Like what?
Try and bring that nostalgia. Oh, like Rob Liefeld's Extreme Universe is headed to Netflix.
So this is coming to what? Netflix?
Netflix.
So it seems like Netflix said, "Oh, Marvel wants to take our toys away. We'll go buy rip-off toys."
Pretty much. And so it's
you want to take our Transformers? We'll go get GoBots, baby.
Yeah, so it's everything he created under the Extreme banner, except Youngblood and Evangeline. Evangeline seems to be headed towards a movie. Youngblood probably has a deal somewhere else, or they're working on one.
And they're just not saying.
Yeah, it may not be signed yet, but that was his like big one. So
yeah, that was the main title, where everything else came from.
Exactly.
Now, with that, and I'm curious because I used to read the Youngblood comic books. I read Brigade, Blood Strike, right? I read Evangeline. I liked the Bad Rock character. I just feel like mainstream is not going to know what this is, and they're just gonna be like, "Oh, this is just Avengers ripoff."
Yeah, I mean, it helps that it's Netflix. So you don't have to worry about selling the show.
Yeah, it's more like, hey, if like you were saying, they're just going to cater to the audience. If you like the comic book, you're going to watch the show.
Yeah, it's really about just trying to find people who weren't familiar with it and introducing them.
And hopefully they catch on. What was the main dude on Youngblood, the one with the bow, but it didn't have the string. It was just the front part of the bow.
I don't know. I didn't read the book. I read the first issue. Said this sucks.
I don't think it was Shaft. I don't think that it was that bad of a name.
I don't know. It's Rob Liefeld.
I could Google it. I'm just trying to remember it. Brigade was Battlestone. Bloodstrike was Battlestone's brother. They were all part of Black Flag, which was a team from the 70s.
You were right. It's Shaft.
Oh.
Shaft, Badrock, Vogue, and Chapel.
Chapel ended up creating Spawn. He killed Al Simmons.
Oh, is that what they ended up saying?
That was the initial origin of Spawn, and then when Rob Liefeld left Image Comics to go under the banner of Extreme Studios over at some other comic book company, which I can't remember the name of, they had to change the Spawn origin.
Oh, all right. I didn't read. I read the first 10 issues of Spawn.
I read the first 100.
All right. I mean, it was okay. Nothing great, but
I liked Angela.
Angela was good.
It was a very good character.
Created by Neil Gaiman.
Yes.
So,
which is probably why I liked it so much.
Yeah, I mean, even the Angela miniseries, I read that because it was Neil, and it was very good.
Yeah.
The issue after the Angela issue was the Cerebus issue.
Yes.
With Dave Sims.
I like that one.
Like McFarlane was bringing in guests by issue 7.
Well, he brought in guest writers because he knew he couldn't write. He could draw.
Yeah,
it's not a bad way to do it. I mean, Neil Gaiman did that with Sandman. He's like, hey, I can't draw, I can write.
Well, that's the way comics worked, and he was working for DC, so they hire artists, and the first artist didn't work out so well, so he still gets it's Sam Keith.
Yes.
And he gets,
whose artwork I love.
Yeah, but even like he says, his Sandman wasn't a good fit for him.
No, but his Max was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Any of his Batman covers were great.
Yeah, no, he definitely has a style, but it just didn't work for Sandman.
Yeah.
And Gaiman agreed, and he agreed, and that's why it became a new artist on every arc kind of deal.
Which I liked better.
Yeah. Also that book was different because it was separated into definitive books.
Yes.
So it worked a lot better.
So it made sense for it to have different art because this way it all had a different feel.
Exactly.
So how do you think this show is going to do?
I have no fucking clue. I know Liefeld's got the ego because he created Deadpool, but Deadpool was such a nothing character when he created him.
Yeah.
It's other writers and artists who made him into the popular character he is.
Exactly.
I don't even remember off the top of my head who it was because I'm not a fan. But, but it's just he was just generic killer guy. I think he was even a copy of a DC. Oh, he was a copy of a DC character. Of Deadshot.
Deadshot. No, was it Deadshot or Deathstroke? Or was it a combination of the two?
Might have been a combination of the two because they both have that similar mask. And,
yeah.
I guess it's more the Deathstrike costume then. So yeah, so I guess it's Deathstrike, and I'm mixing the two up. But regardless, it was just a ripoff of the DC character, and he was a generic mercenary killer guy.
Yeah.
And it's at the time when they were creating 10 characters a month.
Yep. Because you wanted the 90s were all about putting out a #1 issue.
Well, that was issue 98 of New Mutants. So they got to 100 and then they rebooted it as X-Force. So
X-Force #1.
Yeah. With 5 different covers. Collect them all.
Yes, collect them all.
Oh no, that one was one cover, but it was polybagged with a card.
Oh, was that what that was?
Yeah. So yeah, collect all 5, and you'll have to keep it bagged if you want, or you have to open it if you want to read it. So
that means you have to buy a 6th to read. You keep all 5 sealed.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to ask how many copies you bought.
0. I didn't read X-Force.
So I was reading all the mutant titles at the time, so I did read it.
There was that second X-Men title that came out. I think it was just called X-Men. That had 3 covers or something because they all tied into each other.
6 covers.
I had all of
that,
those.
5 that tied into each other, and a 6th one that was all of them together.
Yeah, yeah. I had that.
Yeah, that was a bit much, but I had them.
I had them.
Chris Claremont and Jim Lee. You know
It's great stuff.
Better than that?
It was great.
It was. That's why they've started like ripping off all of those comics now.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, X-Men is eating its own tail, where they're bringing back like 90s storylines and stuff like that.
Oh boy.
But you know, it's a whole nother rant.
What was did you read anything from Image besides the Max?
Let me think. Back then?
Yeah.
First few issues of Spawn I read.
Yeah.
A few number ones. The Max I got into later and just bought the comics back.
Did you get into it because of the cartoon?
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved that cartoon.
It was so good.
I didn't get into Savage Dragon.
I liked Savage Dragon.
Yeah,
And I liked the Pit.
I think I read the Max Pit crossover. That's about it.
No, that one didn't really make much sense.
Yeah.
For Pit, it didn't. For Max, it was just like, oh, another trippy story. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. It worked for Max. Didn't get much out of the Pit for that. Oh, and what was the Jim Lee Wildcats?
Wildcats.
I think I read the first issue of that.
Goldie Hawn, she was in that.
Yes, she was. Football.
It's the sport of kings. Better than diamond
rings.
Bocce.
Football. Yeah. Oh. But you know what else?
There was Cyberforce.
Right? Oh, that's right, Cyberforce. And what was the Jim Valentino one?
Shadowhawk?
Yes, Shadowhawk. Yeah, like I read the first issue of that too.
Wild Star was another one.
I don't know that one.
That wasn't very good. I read, I think, the first 3. And I was like, this is kind of shit.
Well, most of them, it was like the the big artists from Marvel, and none of the writers.
Yeah, so it's like each comic book looked amazing.
Yeah, well, most of them, but then it was just like
all right.
The writing was shit on most of them, and I was just like, but I was somebody who at that point like really into writing.
Yeah.
Which is why like I was loving Sandman and Vertigo at that point, and I was still reading my X-Men's, but
I like that they all tied back to something. They tied it into the Black Flag team. It's like it had strong origins. It just, like I said, it just wasn't quality writing, and there was no long-term plan other than hey, we're going to do
sell
this
lots of comics.
Fuck Marvel,
pretty much. Well, Marvel makes all this money because they own the characters, so we're going to own the characters, and we'll make lots of money.
Yeah.
Okay,
but you got to publish, which costs money.
Well, that's the other problem, like trying to get them out on time.
Yeah,
they had problems with that.
There was one series, Wetworks by Jay Lee, that took, I think, Wetworks 1 came out, and then it was like 2 years before the second episode or the second issue came out. And it's like, this is no way to run a company.
Yeah, but they still do that to certain series, which is hilarious.
I hate that.
The stuff that McFarlane was working on it does that, and it's it's kind of funny that like they can't even do it right 20 years later.
Like, if you're gonna put out number 1, you better damn be sure to have number 5 ready to go to press.
Comics do that. Not all of them. Monthlies aren't necessarily that far ahead.
You're breaking up there. I didn't get what you said.
Oh, I said, yeah. I mean, some comics do that, but most of the monthlies aren't that far ahead.
Yeah,
they're
but
like an
DC,
issue, maybe 2.
How much does Marvel and DC fall behind?
Not that often.
And in the 90s, when this was happening, how often did they fall behind?
You'd find a book or 2 a month.
Book or 2. All right. That's acceptable.
Most.
When it's every single one of the books in the company, there's a problem.
Well, yeah, unless you count Soundman, then it's like another story.
Yeah, again, different circumstances.
Yeah, that was Vertigo. It wasn't the main line.
Yeah.
But like miniseries, you find that a lot more where they've
Yes.
gotten most of it in the can. Well, the worst is like Kevin Smith was writing comics, couldn't get them out on time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, all right, well, I'm still waiting for the end of your Spider-Man book.
Oops. He's too busy
Yeah,
having heart attacks.
Yeah, well, we wish him the best of health. But I don't think he ever finished his Spider-Man. He was doing a trilogy of comics for Batman comics for DC.
Yes. Yeah.
The last set never came out.
Wasn't there a Daredevil book he was trying to do too?
Daredevil was his second work in comics.
Okay.
His first was Green Arrow. Then he did. Oh no, Daredevil was first. I'm sorry. So he did 8 issues of Daredevil. Marvel Knights 20 years ago.
Oh.
It was good. It was very, very wordy.
Of course. He's wordy.
Which is the problem. Yeah, but he also didn't understand how to write for comics.
Yeah. He needed a little crash course.
I'm starting to get a little choppy.
Oh. Let me close some windows here.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. The video went out. I'll just keep going anyway.
Okay. You can hear me though, right?
I don't know what's going on. But we'll just plow through. All right. So quick, there was 2 other things we wanted to hit today. One, Kristen Wiig is going to play Cheetah in Wonder Woman 2.
Meh.
What do you think of that?
She looks good in the photo that they posted.
Yeah, but again, that was just a photo of her. That wasn't like her as Cheetah or anything.
She's done pretty well in the non-comedy things. The roller derby movie she was very good in.
Yeah, I just rewatched that last week. That was good.
Yeah, I'd like to. I might watch it tonight.
It was on cable, so I'm sure you can find it there. Yeah, I mean, she was good in The Martian. But
I like The Martian. Yeah.
When she's the lead, but I just I don't love it when she's like the lead character.
No, I don't either.
And
I did like
the lead. So I don't know. Hopefully, it won't suck. But I mean, I have faith, in the people who made the first movie into making a great second movie.
I do too.
I just worry about that casting.
Me too.
But I'm sure, hey, nobody thought Michael Keaton would be a great Batman,
and he was awesome. Yeah. All right, so you're not hearing me, but I'm hearing you.
I can't hear you.
Oh. All right. Ooh, nothing's happening now. John. Oh, there you go. I hear you. You don't hear me. Sorry. Don't know what's happening. Yes. I'm hearing you, but you're not hearing me.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We might have technical difficulties.
I hear you. I just sent you a tweet saying I hear you.
You hear me?
Yes. Yes. Hey, there you go. This is going to help the downloads.
Are we back?
I'm back. I hear you.
Okay. I think something started eating my machine, basically. And I'm trying to close out everything that I'm not using for the show.
Yes, I did too.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're all hoping for the best for Kristen Wiig as
Yes.
Cheetah.
All the best. Thoughts and prayers.
Okay. Thoughts and prayers. The other thing is Jon Favreau is gonna head up a Star Wars live-action TV show.
This is pretty good. Pretty good choice.
Yeah, I have faith in this one. This one I'm hoping good things for.
I was really hoping he'd be the guy that DC would pick to run their DC cinematic universe, but apparently he's all tied up with Disney.
Yeah, I'm sure he's all contracted up because he's got, working up that the live action Disney versions of cartoon movies and things like that, like Jungle Book. So
yeah, he's got a Lion King one in the works,
and he has Lion King, yeah, and Jungle Book 2, and he's busy. He's a busy man.
Yes, I'm a big fan of Jon Favreau.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to see it until the Disney network launches on the internet. Was it next year, year after?
I think it's next year.
True. But we'll see because, I'm hoping it don't suck. Really, it's what it comes down to.
Yes, me too.
I mean, there's already Star Wars fatigue, and it's showing. So we want good Star Wars. We don't want to burn out, but we don't want to burn out the brand.
No.
Nope. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm sure we'll both be watching it because Star Wars.
Yes.
Besides, we are only 2 months away from Solo.
2 months away, baby.
And we're all going to go see it, whether we are looking forward to it or not.
I'm looking forward to it.
So am I. I'm hoping it's good, but I just feel like it's going to be paint by numbers, Han Solo's greatest hits.
Definitely.
That's my biggest fear.
That's exactly what it's going to be.
Oh. Han meets Chewbacca. Han meets Lando. Han does the Kessel Run. Han gets the Millennium Falcon.
Han makes deal with Jabba the Hutt.
That's right. Han makes the deal with Jabba the Hutt. Interestingly enough, we have not seen any Boba Fett. That's the one thing that surprises me about the whole thing.
Yes.
So I wonder if
he's not even in it.
Well, it's just that, they've tied Boba Fett so tightly to Han that you almost expect there to be some Boba Fett.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens in May. In the meantime, it's time for a little fun we call Hot Picks.
Hot Picks.
So what do you got for us this week, Stugots?
On the Netflix, there is 2 new Dave Chappelle comedy specials. They are awesome. They might be his best work ever. He is so spot on with his political commentary, with his running commentary on modern society, that you would do yourself a disservice by not watching this special.
I still haven't watched those. So
you're doing yourself a disservice.
Oh no, I need to rectify this immediately.
Yes.
As soon as I finish watching Jessica Jones.
No.
Well, my hot pick for this week is a little show called Star Wars Rebels.
Ooh.
For 4 seasons, For 4 seasons, we had the adventures of the Ghost and its crew traveling around space, protecting Lothal, all before Star Wars A New Hope. And it has finally come to an end last Monday.
Oh.
And it was just an excellent show, an excellent story. And at the end, it was tied up everything, kind of did it in a way that was respectful to the story and the characters.
Oh, that's good.
With lots of Easter eggs for the fans, lots of callbacks to what has come before, and really just the fans just love the way it ended and all came together. And it is just great to see a good story put together, even if it's what quote unquote children's series, but is there for adults to enjoy as well.
Right.
So that is my hot pick.
Very good choice.
Thank you. To find more of our hot picks or just more Geekodrome, you can check us out at geekodrome.co. You can subscribe on the iTunes, the Google Play, or really any place you find your podcasts. And feel free to rate us 5 stars, give us a big thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
You want to catch up with us on Twitter, give us some feedback, talk to us. We can be found at Geekodrome Pod.
Tell us how bad our sound quality is.
Unfortunately, something happened with the computer this week, but we're going to plow through, and next week will sound twice as good. But we're also on Facebook at Geekodrome Podcast. You want to talk to me directly? I'm John. I can be found on Twitter at JustJohn. If you want to talk to Stugots, he's at Jon Stugots on
me.
Twitter.
That's me.
And he hosts the Eat Up Show weekly on the Facebooks.
Yep.
What are we going to have to do, Stugots?
Oh, we're continuing with some March Madness with meatless dishes. I have an excellent burger for you to try this week.
A burger, you say?
Yes.
Sounds delicious.
It was.
And this is going to make use of the lovely flat grill that you've got now in the new backyard? Pasta di Stugots.
Maybe.
All right, we're all going to have to tune in and see for ourselves.
Yes.
But until then, I'm going to stay hungry because now I'm starving. So we're going to just look up, point at that big old WrestleMania sign because it has been too sweet. See y'all next week.